Hey guys, so I wanted to take a hot minute just to talk about the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta. This game is absolutely brilliant. It opens things up for the FGC that people might not be aware of. I was very scared coming up to the beta, and then when it didn't work, I was even more scared. Obviously, the servers weren't that great, so I didn't actually get to play until yesterday. And I had a good sort of 5 hours or so in total throughout the day to play the game. I got up to about Android rank or something like that. But the thing that I wanted to talk about in this video, and I'll keep it brief, there's going to be another beta coming up, and I'm gonna like show some of me actually playing it in the next video when that next 24-hour period opens up. But the thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is just how accessible this game is for the average player and what that can mean to the fighting game community. Games that are like King of the Hill type games where you go in and if you die, you die. Nobody really sees you. You're kind of covert. Your name pops up, but you can put any name in you want. You're not really exposed. As a player, your skill's not exposed. You were shot in the back. It doesn't really test exposure, you know, on you, how good you are. And that's why these games are so popular. And you can talk about MOBAs as well in the same light. MOBAs, it's very difficult to gauge how skillful you are. You know, you can get beat out in your lane and things like that, and you know, it feels pretty bad. But it's a team game, and in a team game you can do bad, but one of your teammates can do very well. They can carry you into the end of the game, and then magically you're good again. In these types of games, because of the gear system and how you can outscale your opponent, you can feel really good. You know, nobody's ever played Tryndamere on League of Legends, got fully stacked up. This is in the old days. I don't know how good he is now. And told anyone that like just literally diving into people and two hitting them isn't fun. And that makes you feel powerful. And that's what Dragon Ball FighterZ does to somebody who doesn't study fighting games. And I think it's brilliant. You can Dragon Rush, just jump Dragon Rush across the screen and mash what are known as auto combos, do flashy supers from them, summon Shenron from them. You know, it's going to bring so many people to the game, and it's hype. It feels incredible to play. Absolutely incredible. Like when you're on your last character, you're both on your last character, and you clutch it out, it's a fantastic feeling. It definitely brings that nervousness, that hype feeling, which you don't feel in other fighting games at the moment. What does this mean for a player of higher level? I'm not gonna lie to you, it can be quite stressful. When you give somebody who doesn't really know frame data, doesn't really understand the idea of being negative, these powerful tools, it can be difficult. You're tasked every single time you go into a game against an opponent. First of all, you've got to assess how they play, their play style, and then you're going to have to accept the fact that these players are giving full combo launching throws on just a touch of a button. They can fly at you across the screen, no footsies required, and they're not even that negative when they do hit it. And you're tasked with, you have to be on point with your anti-airs against these people. You have to be prepared for the randomness. You're going to have to just accept the fact that they're going to be mashing jab on wake up. But you have to understand that players that are entering fighting games for the first time, before they begin to learn the ins and outs of what it means to be negative and positive, they have to enjoy the game. They have to enjoy playing Scorpion and saying, get over here, and then just doing uppercut, as simple as that, and winning because of it. You know, and Dragon Balls does that. It gives you the ability to connect to your opponent on the press of a button and interact with them well. One of my pet peeves of Injustice 2 is the lack of a real ranking system. I don't know how good I am on that game. I can only just play friends in casuals. I can go against a guy that's just picked up the game and they quit out within a game because they don't even get to play. That will probably never ever happen on Dragon Ball unless you are against the absolute elite. You can just press Dragon Rush, go across the screen and get to your opponent, and it's on your opponent to anti-air you, and you're not always going to be ready. Let's just talk a little bit though about the depth in the game, because there's plenty. I talked originally about how, you know, oh, anyone can pick the game up and it's fun, and there will be the place in the game for that. And with a proper ranking system, these players are gonna have a blast going against each other when they're similarly matched up. As you go up to the upper echelons of skill though, and you get up to the higher ranks, assist combos, key blast combos for juggles, it's all there. The auto combo system seems like a distant dream, and you're making up your own combos, adding up assists, setting up your team and setting up the characters for your team so that they interlock and play together extremely well. I'm really excited for the future of Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I can't wait to get my hands on the full copy when it releases. We're going to be looking at the roster, we're going to be hitting in the training mode and seeing what really sort of goes down. What are we missing, you know, from the brief sort of play of beta? What is it that we didn't really quite nail down, and what can we do to stop these sort of tactics that are going round? I do have one pet peeve though. There's only one thing that really sort of got to me in the beta. You have an X Factor type attack which increases your damage. It's called Sparking Blast. It increases your damage and it gives you like health back really fast. That doesn't bother me, however. What bothered me was the idea that you can Dragon Rush into your opponent and essentially just combo or into overheads from Dragon Rush, and it's a crazy mix-up. It's so crazy. Now, whether that's perfectly intentional that they want you to have to hold that, it does last quite a while. It's not so much what it's capable of as much as the length, if they're on the last character, of them having it available. But again, it is too soon to turn around and go, yeah, you know, it's too much. You know, let's get our hands on the game and see how it is. But in the beta, especially if you were against adult Gohan, if they had that as their anchor and they'd just be mashing, and it's so hard to defend against. You just have to wait until it's over, and you know, you can lose a character by them. Again though, no training mode, no proper access to tools to say, hang on a minute, let's see what I can do in this situation. Very hard to learn these things on the fly, so I'm very excited to get my hands on this game at the end of the month. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you next time.